I'll never have to sell shoes again.
If anyone ever tells you dreams don't come true in Hollywood, don't you believe it? Entertainment Tonight has proof positive for this Friday, March 12th, 1993.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Entertainment Tonight. I'm John Tesh.
And I'm Mary Hart. You know, this is a special show for us. It is our 3,000th edition of Entertainment Tonight.
Throughout the show, we're going to share some secrets, how we put the program together each day. For example, if you were sitting here in the studio or on a studio tour, this is how you would see us.
Being on the air for the past 12 years is really a dream come true for all of us here. And this evening's first story is about a Hollywood dream with an Academy Award ending. The top-grossing film, The Bodyguard, is filled with all kinds of music, and the soundtrack album has produced 3 top 10 hits. But one of the songs from the film that appeared for only a few moments has created a classic Hollywood dream come true for songwriter Alan Rich.
For 2.5 years, I sold shoes right here to help pay for my demo bills so I could write songs during the week.
Alan Rich's journey from shoe salesman to Oscar nominee began right here on the Venice, California boardwalk in the mid-1980s. One day, a music producer stopped by.
And I said to him, I'm a songwriter. And he said, well, why don't you send me a tape? And I sent him a tape.
The rest, as they say, is history. Rich picked up a partner, and together they wrote a song for The Bodyguard, Run to You. But now that they're Oscar nominees, they have a problem. Run to You has never been a single, does not have a video, and seldom is heard on the radio. So how could they get Academy Award members to listen to and vote for their music as Best Original Song?
We just did our own little grassroots mom-and-pop campaign of sending out our songs in a very creative way.
That campaign consisted of friends and relatives packing 4,000 boxes for 3 days and nights to send to Academy voters. Each box had a popcorn container that held a Walkman with one song on it, Run to You. But no matter what happens Oscar night, Rich knows he's finally lived the Hollywood dream.
Thank God my song career has taken off, and I'll never have to sell shoes again.
Another song from the Bodyguard soundtrack, I Will Always Love You, was #1 on the charts for 14 weeks. But since it was not written for the movie, it was not eligible for an Academy Award.
When Entertainment Tonight first went on the air back in 1981, Jason Priestley was 12 years old. He was already an actor, but he was far from being a star. All that has changed big time. Not only is Jason a star on the TV series 90210, he now directs.
Here you go. Thank you, sir. And don't spend it all in one place, right?
90210 hunk Jason Priestley is getting a little antsy at the ripe old age of 23, so he's decided to heap on the pressure by becoming a director.
Very quiet, and action!
Priestley picked the perfect script for his directing debut. He gets to boss the old 90210 gang around in an episode where the kids ditch school to go to an amusement park.
I think the real reason they gave me this episode is because Ditch Day is what I majored in high school. So I just sort of seemed like the best director to do it. Tori, Shan, can I get you guys on your marks, please?
Being in charge of the group you usually hang with isn't all fun and games. Co-star Jenny Garth says they have to keep him humble.
I put black makeup on his earphone pieces, and he had black on his ears, and so, yeah, those little, pranks. We've gotten him a few times, but he's not done yet, so we'll play at him some more.
Do I have, something on my face right now? Did she get me already, sir?
However, Shannon Doherty and Tori Spelling say putting Jason in the director's chair has definite advantages.
He gives us inspiration that most of the directors don't, you know? Yeah. We sort of get to look into his eyes and stare at his butt a lot, and it makes us want to do a really good job. Yes, definitely.
Beautiful, cut it. I love that. I'm in lust with this scene.
Being the director has been enjoyable and a lot of work for Priestley. That's given him new respect for actors who direct and forced him to take himself a bit less seriously.
In a lot of the scenes, I've had to act in them as well as direct them. And that's very hard. I have the utmost respect for men like Clint Eastwood who do it all the time. Actors, I hate them. I'm going to go to the other side.
That ditching school episode of 90210 is tentatively scheduled to air at the end of April on the Fox network.
So here we are, 3,000 shows old, not looking a day over 2,999, right? Well, that's because there is magic and secrets involved in what we do, and we're going to share some of those with you. Here's the lowdown. In honor of our 3,000 shows, the lowdown today reveals the inside scoop to two of the best-kept secrets here at ET. While John and I may appear to be the same height when you see us at the news desk, John is actually a full foot taller than I am. To remedy this, John's chair is lowered, and at the end of the show, I climb on a riser to close the gap with my 6'6" partner.
You may think that Leonard actually does his reports from a large and luxurious theater. The lowdown is that Mr. Maltin reports on movies from a small corner of our stage 28 here on the Paramount lot. His theater mock-up is actually just across the studio from us, with about only 10 yards separating us from his smiling face and movie expertise.
Great! Yes!
Over the years, we've interviewed Arnold Schwarzenegger hundreds of times. He was working on his breakthrough role in Conan the Barbarian back in 1981 when our show premiered. The budget for that film was only $8 million, and Arnold made the average actor's salary. The lowdown is that 3,000 shows later, his salary has ballooned to a reported $15 million per picture. We've watched him become a director and interviewed him about all of his 14 feature films, including his latest, which takes him full circle, spoofing his entire adventure career in Last Action Hero.
I'll be back. You didn't know I'm going to say that, did you?
And it's not only Arnold who keeps coming back home to E.T., it's celebs from every walk of life who entertain us tonight and every night.
Hold it down up there. Trying to get famous.
Coming up then, the best and brightest from thousands of shows. It's an exclusive Entertainment Tonight roller coaster ride through 3,000 shows. Next on E.T., Reba McEntire tells us why she's keeping score on another country star. When we started Entertainment Tonight, Reba McEntire was still a year away from having her first #1 record. And Vince Gill was still singing with the country group Pure Prairie League. Before we hear how they sound together, we want to show you how our sound gets to your home. Everything goes through this audio room filled with knobs and levers where the sound is mixed and monitored. Then it comes out as smooth as Reba and Vince's country harmony.
He bought more steers and hung up all his roofs.
Reba made her first appearance on the show 9 years ago, and 14 #1 songs later, she's still going strong. Her latest project is a duet with Vince Gill called The Heart Won't Lie.
The heart won't lie.
The two first collaborated 4 years ago when they performed a duet on one of Vince's albums. Reba even appears in his current video for the hit Don't Let Our Love Start Slipping Away.
So it's my turn to say, hey, Vince, come on and sing with me. And Vince does a lot of harmony on my albums, which I'm very, very thankful that you do. And when we got him over for this song, it was like, man, this is too good to pass on. So we asked Vince to stay and do the duet part.
Looking back over the years.
The longtime friends say that so many projects have forced them to start keeping tabs.
We keep a big scoreboard. Oh, yes, it's your turn, yes.
She says now we're about even. She never wants to see me again.
In the video, Reba portrays a Navy recruit, and Vince is the drill sergeant. Since he's never been in the military, he had to do a little research on the subject.
I just studied all the Gomer Pyle episodes I ever could, and kind of taken after old Sergeant Carter, and it's just been a piece of cake. Long after the night.
The Heart Won't Lie marks the first time the two have performed a song and appeared in the video together, but you can bet it will not be the last.
Anything she ever wants me to do, I'll do it.
Same here.
The heart won't lie.
We will continue to follow Reba's career, which now includes more emphasis on acting. She's already signed to star in a television movie based on her own hit song, Is There Life Out There?
The year E.T. debuted, Raiders of the Lost Ark was the top movie, and Harrison Ford was an instant icon as Indiana Jones. We've shown you all the action from both careers on videotape, and now from our tape room, a rare television appearance by Harrison Ford. This time he's looking back in Indy's life in the new series, The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Well, here's a sacred relic of my past.
Harrison Ford guest stars on the upcoming episode as a middle-aged Indiana Jones in 1950. He's snowbound in a cabin during a blizzard and reflects on his younger days hanging out in jazz clubs in the 1920s in Chicago. Ford says these shows are his favorite currently on television.
They enjoy some of the most interesting storylines of anything I've ever seen on television.
Young Indy is Sean Patrick Flannery. He gets to meet up with jazz greats in this episode, as well as some shadier characters.
He meets Big Jim Colosimo, Al Brown, who I'm sure that nobody knows who Al Brown is, but he later changed his name to Capone. So it's kind of a mob, kind of a jazzy music story.
Of course, course, there is the requisite action for both Ford and Flannery, but the show's executive producer, George Lucas, says that it is the music that makes this episode most special.
I love jazz. I think it's got some of the best music that's ever been done for a TV show. And there's 37 songs. It's really amazing.
The special 2-hour edition of the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles airs Saturday on ABC.
You may wonder how people on television can tell you everything they want to say without holding up a script. What you're seeing is what we see on the teleprompter. In this case, it's a story we have for you about people who believe in UFOs and the skeptics who don't, and it begins tonight's coming attractions.
Oh, my God.
Fire in the Sky stars D.B. Sweeney as real-life Arizona logger Travis Walton, who vanished for 5 days, claiming he was abducted by an alien spacecraft. James Garner is a lawman in this incredible adventure story.
It's a pretty fascinating story. It's one of the least assailable UFO stories because there are so many witnesses.
Fire in the Sky opens in theaters nationwide today. On TV, Reasonable Doubts returns and starts off with a violent carjacking episode with series co-star Marlee Matlin and assistant DA as the victim. Mark Harmon also stars as a detective.
Just because you see it in your job all the time doesn't mean you get used to it, does it?
Playing that as a victim on the show of a carjacking didn't feel very good, but I guess it's one thing that we had to show.
Reasonable Doubts moves to Saturdays on NBC. In a television movie, Peter Strauss and Judith Light are a blue-collar couple with a secret. Although they appear happy, Light is actually verbally and ultimately physically abusing her spouse.
I threw this whole party just for you.
I didn't ask for it. I hate parties. You didn't throw this for me. You threw it for yourself.
This is something that happens more than any of us ever thought it did, that women are abusing men, and men are not talking about it.
Men Don't Tell airs Sunday night on CBS. And a turtle invasion is heading our way again. From the Entertainment Tonight editing bays, Lisa Gibbons has more.
This is where we put our stories together for Entertainment Tonight, one of our edit bays. And right now they're working on some stuff for our weekend edition. Those green guys from the sewers are back, and we're going to have an exclusive preview of the third brand new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. We're also going to visit some of those kiddo karate schools and show you how Turtle Mania is creating mini martial arts experts everywhere. Hope you can join us. That's this weekend on Entertainment Tonight.
Don't believe in UFOs? This man...
There's not enough time to show you all the stars and the scenes we've run across during the making of 3,000 shows.
But we have put together some highlights, so we're going to look back now, starting with comedian Dennis Leary, who gives us a little perspective.
Tell John I said hi.
John Tesh?
Is that his last name?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen the show. I just heard there was a guy named John on it.
You've never seen the show?
No.
Oh, it's great.
Is it?
It's this guy and this girl and this other girl with really long legs and all these clips. It's great. And then...
and they live in an apartment together in Santa Monica, right?
No, that was Three's Company. Oh. But it's the same thing, except they're living on a set.
You may take the world of showbiz for granted these days, because everywhere you turn to on TV, it's there.
Don't turn me off. Wait, I'm on all the other channels anyway.
But when E.T. premiered on September 14th, 1981, some critics felt that exploring this strange new world would be a passing fad. They thought viewers would not be interested.
There seems to be, by the public, by and large, a great curiosity about the private lives of people who are in the public eye.
You better believe it. For 11 years, 5 months, and 26 days now, we've been satisfying that curiosity of yours and proving those critics dead wrong.
Thank you for your enthusiastic response.
Do the whole thing from the start of the scene.
Quiet, please. We're rolling.
Background action, everyone.
Listen, hold it down up there. Trying to get famous.
In 3,000 shows, E.T. has worked to bring it all to you. The hits, the misses, the ups and the downs of this business. E.T. has got you covered.
This hunger for industry inside information is spread worldwide, and we've traveled all over to bring it back to you.
blast to return to the past and see where we've been and what we've done. So right now, here's a look at some of the moments that help us total 3,000.
For Entertainment Tonight.
It's great to be here on my favorite show and my favorite gal.
Just about everything comes back in style.
I'm Leonard Maltin for Entertainment Tonight.
3,000 shows may sound like a lifetime, but for us, it's only the beginning. All of us here at Stage 28 and Paramount Studios Hollywood want you to know that we'll be bringing you your brand of entertainment for many years to come. Here's to thousands more. Stars are usually pretty eager to talk about a new movie or a television series, but sometimes they surprise us.
Many times during an interview, we get some special moments, and here are some of those we've collected through the years for you.
All the rest of the kids in my hometown say, I'm going to be a teacher, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to be a beautician, I'm going to be a nurse. It's said, Richard, what you going to be? I said, I'm going to be famous. They just saw you crazy. And, you know, sure enough, I'm famous.
I would rather be known as a courageous person than a person who, you know, just wanted to go around taking my clothes off all the time.
Things like homophobia and being misogynistic and all those things are stages that any American male goes through. You know, it just so happens that I went through those stages in a purple leather suit with a microphone in my hand.
The way I saw myself in the mirror, I mean, if I could translate it, I saw a troll. I would look in the mirror and I would see this troll that lived under the bridge.
I want to be able to achieve teleportation, which I believe is possible.
There is an old Yankee expression, you'll get more with sugar than with vinegar. I certainly took the vinegar route. There's no question. But I didn't have time for the sugar.
Why does everybody have to wear the green tights? Am I out of my mind or what, huh? Can't you see me flying?
You know, I can't help but thinking, but in another 3,000 episodes, we're bound to see some of their sons and daughters.
Every time Robin Williams is on this show, he has been funny. I was struck with how young Leonard Maltin looked.
Boy, that's for sure.
His first show.
You and I didn't.
I noticed that, too. We have, me anyway, me. I want to tell you that we have more for you. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hope you're enjoying it. Celebrating a birthday this Friday, March 12th, singer Marlon Jackson is 36. Singer James Taylor turns 45. Singer Liza Minnelli is 47 today. Actress Barbara Feldon is 52. Singer Al Jarreau, 53. And playwright Edward Albee is 65.
Mark your calendars. We will reach show number 4,000 on January 10th, 1997. And we expect that Tom and Roseanne Arnold, with probably a few more tattoos, will be among the stars on that particular show.
Actually, right now, John, Tom and Roseanne are in Eldon, Iowa, the owners of the newest restaurant in town.
You've seen them on the sets of their hit Hollywood sitcoms, but Monday, hop a plane with E.T. to Eldon, Iowa for a guided tour of Roseanne and Tom's Big Food Diner. From loose meat sandwiches to lunchtime specials, the Arnolds will give us an owner's eye view of running their own restaurant. It has all the ingredients for a good time, Monday only on Entertainment Tonight.
We are out of here for nearly the 3,000th time, but first we want to give you a look at the people behind the scenes who make it all happen for us.
Yeah, guys.
This is John Kelly. On The Next Company, parents and children reveal their childhood pain and create new relationships. You can learn how to uncover the truth of your family secrets, and you can start on a road to personal freedom. It's Monday's Company. It's live. It's 9 a.m. Don't miss it.
A man claims to have been abducted by aliens and held captive for 5 days. His out-of-this-world story is on the next Inside Edition, tonight following Nightline on 7.
tonight. This is show business now.
So you've had a very bad day. There's entertainment tonight.